Hey there guys, welcome back for another Warhammer Imperium Wednesday magazine review. This week we're reviewing or looking at issue 20. And with this issue, no saving on this time guys. We're just getting a couple of paints. It's quite a shame that they're still just doing 2 paints and not 3, considering the price of the paints and the price of the issue. The issue cost went up from what Mortal Realms and Conquest were charging, but the paints are still only £2.75 each, so £5.50 and we're paying £9, so you're losing £3.50 for the cost of the paints. But we do get a magazine out of it and we do get savings over the long run, so yeah, it always depends on how you want to look at it. Either you've lost money or you're saving across the collection. If you're buying the odd issue here and there, then obviously this is an issue you want to skip, because you can get these paints cheaper, especially if you go to a third-party retailer where they usually do discounts on Games Workshop products. But never mind, there it is. So this issue, we obviously get the 2 paints, we learn about the Emperor, and we get an expanded rules reference. So that'll be nice to see what they mean by expanded rules. Ultramarines Strikeforce. So your Strikeforce. Over the course of the Imperium collection, you will assemble a large Ultramarines Strikeforce of your own. Each time you receive a new Ultramarines unit, you will use these pages to record them in your Strikeforce roster and record their battle against the Necron foe. So obviously Ultramarines is a very loose term with this collection. It would have been nice if they say Space Marines Strikeforce, because a lot of us are going with different chapters. I myself are doing Dark Angels. So yeah, Ultramarines, I know they are classed them Ultramarines because they've put Gilliman and that's the story behind it, but they could have said Space Marines. Never mind. Anyway, so we got a Strikeforce name generator here, so you can choose what. So you can roll a d6 for this table, roll a d6 for this table, and you've got your Strikeforce name. So Alpha Purgatus, Militum Imperialis, something like that. Would it work the other way around? Imperialis Ramassus, the Imperialis Spearhead would. I don't think Alpha Imperialis Alpha would. Yeah, it's not too bad. So yeah, otherwise make up your own name. Then we've got the Strikeforce command is composed of the Primaris Captain, the Primaris Lieutenant, and the Lieutenant in Phobos Armour. So obviously you would write their names down there. And then we have the units. So for the Librarius, we've got the Librarian in Phobos Armour. The Armoury, we've got the Fire Strike Servo Turret, which we don't actually have yet. The Veterans, we've got the Victrix Honour Guard. The Battle Line Squads, we've got the Assault Intercessors of 3, 5 and 5. 3 I don't understand, because a legal game you have to have 5 minimum, I believe it is, not 3. It's 5 to 10 intercessors, but obviously because we've got the 3 spare ones, they're there. The Aggressors, the Outriders and the Invader, and then the Vanguard, we've got the Infiltrator, a second Infiltrator, so 2 lots of 5s, an Eliminator squad and a Suppressor squad. You could obviously, at the time of the Infiltrators, you could build a unit of 5 Infiltrators and a unit of whatever the other ones are. I cannot remember what they are called right now. But yeah, you get 2 build options out of the 10. I think me personally, I'm going to do 5 and 5, because then when I want 10, I can just buy another box set and do 5 and 5 of that, or I'll buy double of the issues. But I think the way that these are spread across the sprues is all of these units are spread across 3 sprues with something like 2 infiltrators, an eliminator and a suppressor all on 1 sprue. So trying to double that, you'd end up with obviously 10, 20 infiltrators, a bunch of eliminators and a bunch of suppressors. But yeah, Then we've got the campaign record. And, oh, looking at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 lots left to collect. And there's no Marnius Calgo on there, and there's no Rabute Gilliman. That's interesting. We know we get him in the collection, but they're not listed on here. So, okay. Then we get the Necron Tomb World. So obviously, this is your Tomb World. I like how they've done that. We get our own Tomb World, but we have to have Ultramarines. Anyway, yep, so same thing, but now for the Necron. So you've got your Tomb World name, your Catacomb Command Barge name, which is obviously we're going to get later on. Oh. And then we've got the Royal Court. So you've got your Overlord, your Royal Warden, your Technomancer, Chronomancer, and Plasmancer, and Lich Guard. So we are getting Lich Guard, good. Then under the Legion, we've got the Warriors, the Warriors, the Warriors, the Warriors. So these are going to be the units of 5s, because we only get 20. So there's your 5 Warriors, your Immortals. Warriors, 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 Warriors. 1, 2, 3. I'm reading that too many times. So you've got your 3 Warriors, your 20 Warriors, your 20 Warriors. That's what it is. So the 3 that we got, and then the unit of 20, the unit of 20. 10, sorry, and the unit of 10. I'm getting this so mixed up. Unit of 10, unit of 10, and the unit of 3. Then we've got the Immortals, the Tomb Blades, and the Death Marks. Then we've got the Scorpek Lord, the Scorpek Destroyers, the Locust Heavy Destroyer, and the Flayed Ones. And then the Canoptex, we've got the Scarab Swarm and the Scarab Swarm, the Canoptex Spider, the Canoptek Rays, and the Canoptek Reanimator, and the Triarch Stalker. So clearly they are saying that it is going to be a command barge. I'm not having mine as the command barge. I am going to be building it as the alternative, and then have the Overlord as my HQ unit, just because I want the heavy weapon that the command barge can be made into. So the Tomb World's Pharaon rides atop his Catacomb Command Barge. So that's what they're counting him as, is a Pharaon, not an Overlord. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. We've got the Emperor. So obviously a little bit about the Emperor here and the Golden Throne. And obviously this is going to be about him sitting or entombed on the throne, wide into it all, and projecting his light and being kept alive against what he probably wants to be. Then we've got the Astronomicon, which is the Emperor's light, the Emperor's presence and guardians of the throne. So the Adeptus Custodes are responsible for that. Then we've got technological boons for the Necrons. So Chronometrons, we do get a Chronomancer within the collection. Dispersion shields are obviously what the Lich Guard get. Now there's one we don't get, Praetorians, do we? So we've got the Lich Guard and no Praetorians. But I think the Lich Guard can be made into Praetorians, so I may get an extra bunch of them as well. Just so I've got both lots. And then Endless Invention. So Cryptex are the scientists and engineers of the Necron race. They are ceaseless and obsessive in their pursuit of new weapons, armour and instruments of war. Then we've got Nano Scarab Reanimation Beams. See, he would have been one. Luminous Sereth, I think his name is. But he would have been a unit that they should have included in this army. He's not stupidly priced. I say that, you know, he's about the price, I think, of Rabute Gilliman. He would have been a good HQ choice. I think he's HQ. and on top of that, it would have given the Necrons the extra points to make them balanced with the Imperium side, because the Imperium side is about 400 to 500 points more than the Warriors. Now, the Necrons. Now, I know obviously you would only have a set amount, which would make it the same each. But yeah. Quantum shielding and translocators. And it's a shame we don't get some of these for the terrain. But again, never mind. They've got to leave something for us to buy, I suppose. Okay, so Corn Red and Troll Slayer Orange. This is going to show you where to apply it for all your different areas. Now they're showing how to do rust streaks and such with the Troll Slayer Orange. If you check out my video from last week, I will show you how to do this anyway, with thinning it and using it to run streaks and such. But yeah, obviously they're showing it there. Okay, so Faction 1, Necrons rules. Ah, nice. So we're now getting some of the rules for the armies from their codexes, which, to be honest, I wasn't sure if we were going to get them or not. Obviously we need them, so it makes sense, but I wasn't sure how they were going to be presented. And from the looks of this, it is taken from the codex. It's not far off. I fairly remember the layout being the same. But yeah, so we got a little bit on reanimation protocols and how that works. Do read through that. It does get a little bit confusing, but as you play through it, it starts to make sense. So we've got a tutorial here showing how that works, and then models with multi-wounds and how theirs works. Then we've got the rules reference. So this is the updated rules reference, contains all of the rules you will need to follow the phases of the game. You will need to refer to these pages as you follow the playthrough. So this is for playthrough 20. So little bits on engagement, unit coherency, reinforcements, and other such things. The psychic phase, the shooting phase, how the attack sequence goes, wound rolls, grenade weapons, weapon types, and what each of them does. The charge phase and the fight phase. So yeah, a nice bunch of rules references. Basically, you could say to put that would be within the rules section. Obviously, they're listing it as playthrough 20. And then for playthrough 20, we are back to a small map, very crowded map, with 3 assault intercessors, 2 aggressors against 2 Scorpec destroyers and 5 Necron warriors. So the data sheets for these can be found in playthrough 13 for the intercessors, playthrough 13 for the aggressors, playthrough 13 for the Scorpec destroyers, and playthrough 14 for the Necron warriors. Now I think the reason that they're showing this for the data sheets is because we did get data sheets. For example, the Necron warriors had one in the first issue, but that wasn't a full data sheet. These are telling you where you can find the full data sheets for these units. But again, hopefully they'll be including data sheets like they did with Mortal Realms within the later issues. So yeah, just a straightforward charge and fight kind of play through this one, nice and simple. Then again, they're obviously pushing the advertisement for the upcoming models, paints and scenery, the Adeptus Mechanicus, and obviously the rest of the Necrons, or more of the Necrons. And then that brings us to the next 2 issues. So prices up on your screen for the savings. Like I said, you're losing £3.50 on this issue, guys, but you know, if you want the magazine and you're collecting it as part of the collection, you're still saving money in the long run. Next week you're going to be getting 2 videos, issue 21 and 22, or I'd say 2, it's actually 3 videos. You're going to get issue 21 and 22 magazine reviews, and because the units are spread over those, I'm going to be showing you how to paint one of these. So 1 painting video, 2 magazine reviews. But that is all for today, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free to do so. It's YouTube subscription, not an actual Twitch subscription or anything like that. So, you know, it's not a premium subscription or anything. So do hit that subscribe button. If you have already hit it, then a huge warm welcome to you. Thank you for your support. But until next time, guys, that's all from me. So take it easy and keep painting those minis.